Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Watch Chris Draw. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a face using the thirds method. Draw out 4 evenly spaced horizontal guidelines on your page, making sure to leave a space above for the hair. Add a middle vertical guide for the center of the face and a vertical line on each side of the face. Bring the lines in on either side towards the chin. The 4 horizontal guidelines are chin, nose, brow, and hairline. Go ahead and indicate the eyebrows and then draw vertical lines down to the sides of the nose. The inner corners of the eyes and the eyebrows will be in line with the outer edges of the nostrils. The eyes will actually be as wide as this space here. Divide the area between the nose and the chin into thirds again. The top guideline is the center line of the mouth. Don't worry about the second guideline, that's useful for shading, but at this stage you don't have to worry about that. To find the corners of the mouth, draw vertical lines down from the center of the eyes. When someone is looking straight forward, their mouth corners are usually in line with the center of their pupils. This varies from person to person. If you prefer a small pouty mouth, you may want to bring those corners in a bit, and that's fine. If you look at yourself in the mirror, you'll see the top of your ear is in line with your brow, and the bottom of your earlobe is in line with the bottom of your nose. So the picture doesn't look like much right now, but we have our guides down and that's the main thing. So let's clean it up a bit and then look at the various elements of the face. Okay, so the elements of the face. First, let's look at the eye. The eye is a eyeball, right? It's a sphere. So you have to remember that it is a 3-dimensional object and it is covered by fleshy bits that are called eyelids. So go ahead and indicate the ball and then draw the eyelids over that, and then the useful thing you'll see is that the top of the eyeball indicates where the fold of the upper eyelid goes, and the bottom of the eyeball is a good indicator of where the shading under the eye goes. Also remember that the iris is usually partially obscured by one of the eyelids in a resting state. The only time you'll see the whole iris is if you're dealing with a psychopath or if someone is very surprised, but otherwise part of that iris is going to be obscured. The nose is a complicated structure. I'm going to show you my method, but ultimately most of those lines I'm indicating here are going to be erased. They are more for the purposes of shading, because it's really the shading that brings out the shape of the nose. So if you're just going to draw a basic drawing, with not much shading, just basically lines, then you really don't need all this structure. You can indicate it just by those 2 little nostrils, those 2 little lines. Anime artists are really good at this, so just using 2 little lines to indicate there's a nose there, and yeah, it's fine if you want to do that. The mouth. So the lips are full of fatty bits, 3 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and the 2 at the bottom, you can use the space in between them and draw a little line there. You'll see someone like Angelina Jolie, hers is quite pronounced, and that gives you a very nice guideline as to how to shade and shape that lip. So at the top you'll see I have these 3 circles, and the middle one gives you a little pointy bit at the bottom. Some people have a more pronounced pointy bit, sometimes they don't have that at all, it goes up instead. So it really depends on the artist how they want to shape that. So look at a bunch of references and decide what you like. So let's go back to our base drawing and add the eyes, nose and mouth. And when that's done, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to turn this drawing into a male and how to turn it into a female. So stick around. The interesting thing I've noticed about highlights in the eyes is that the area around that direct sharp glint is dark. Because of the way the lens refracts the light, the iris on the opposite side of the glint is highlighted. So at this point, this is clearly a very feminine face, so let's turn it into a dude. Sharpen all the edges, keep the lips light with little to no highlights, thicken the eyebrows. Guys generally have thicker necks, and make the jaws strong, and remember to minimize the eyelashes. They don't wear makeup and mascara usually, so let's do this. So how do you think I did? Does that look like a dude? Now we'll take the same face and turn it into a girl. So the main thing we want to focus on is full lashes, soft edges, and make the lips full and voluptuous. And remember to give her a little thinner eyebrows, nicely sculpted thinner eyebrows. And remember that while I'm doing this demo digitally, you can do all this with a pencil and eraser as well. Just make sure that you press lightly and you work with lighter pencils first, and as you are more comfortable with the picture and more happy with where everything is, start to use your darker pencils. So let's summarize. Use guidelines. Place the face elements on those guidelines. Line up the inner corners of the eyes and eyebrows with the nostrils. Use the center of the pupils to find the outer corners of the mouth. Remember, the space between the eyes is the same as the eye width. Look at plenty of references. Measure, 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 and practice. And go ahead and study yourself in the mirror. See if you can spot how things line up. Is the bottom of your ear in line with your nose? Is your forehead as tall as your nose is tall? See what other ratios you can find. And if your first attempt doesn't look quite as well as you hoped, don't worry, we all had to start somewhere. And a face is the hardest thing to draw, in my opinion. From the moment we're born, we look at faces. We're all experts in faces, artists and non-artists alike. So we're all experts, we all can see the smallest mistake. So don't be too hard on yourself. This is a very difficult thing to draw, but with these guides, these tips and these tricks, you'll be able to do it, I'm sure. So don't give up. Practice, fix any mistakes you find, and use all the tricks in the book to get the result you want. You can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.